Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have another video for you today, and it's the Championship playoffs. So I'm going to give you a little preview and then give you my prediction on which team is going up. Let's get into it. And we start with the incredible Super Swans. How on earth did they make it into the playoffs? I will never know. Absolutely incredible against Reading. 4 goals they got. Wayne Routledge off the bench, an absolute legend, getting those goals to put them into the top 6. Of course, they had a bit of a helping hand from Stoke, didn't they? That 4-1 win at Forest, but they achieved way above what they were meant to this season. A lot of that credit has to go to Steve Cooper, his first season in management. This was a Swansea team that had potential, but nothing like this. I mean, I think they were expected to finish about mid-table, and look what he's done. He's got them into the top 6, and the players really respond to him. You saw the scenes at the final whistle where they were celebrating wildly with him and the players and the staff all together, and they've got a free hit really at the playoffs. They didn't expect to be here. Now they are. They're taking on Brentford in the first semi-final tomorrow night, and I can't wait for this one. If you look at their front two, that's where all the action is, isn't it? Ryan Brewster and Andre Ayew partnering together absolutely perfectly. Ayew with 17 goals. Ryan Brewster's got 10 goals since he was signed in January. Double figures is a remarkable achievement for the young Liverpool loanee, and he's proved himself to be a top striker in the Championship this season. But there's also been other tactical changes which have accommodated these two. Cooper's switched it to kind of a 3 at the back, 3-4-1-2. Seems to be a settled system at the moment, but he went all out attack against Reading as well when he needed the goals. And you look at the likes of Van der Hoorn's come back into the centre of that back three and been a really calming influence for Swansea. And also youngsters, they're providing youngsters all over the pitch. Conor Gallagher and Matt Grimes in central midfield are playing really well, and this is an exciting Swansea team for sure heading into this game. They've got a real chance of doing something remarkable here, and they'll fancy their chances against an out of form Brentford side. Having said that, in the previous meetings this season, if we look at this, it's not been good reading for Swansea fans. They lost the home game 3-0 against Brentford, where they were torn apart by Ben Rama and Mbeumo, and at Griffin Park it wasn't any better. They lost 3-1 with Ollie Watkins getting 2 goals. Ayew did score for them though, which was an important goal, and he'll be hoping to get on the score sheet again this time around. But having said that, their last meeting was on Boxing Day, and this Swansea team has changed an awful lot since then. They didn't know Ryan Brewster was coming in. They didn't really know they were going to change system like this, and Steve Cooper has brought these youngsters on, formed them together with some experienced players like Routledge, as I've mentioned, and they've made a nice team that could really do something here. I mean, who thought they would be in the playoffs when the season restarted? They had an outside chance, but they've managed to make it happen on the final day. And so often it's the team that sneaks into 6th position that actually gets promoted. We've seen it so many times before. Will it be Swansea's year this year? I mean, just talked about how much Swansea have changed this season. It's only right that we mention Brentford have hardly changed at all. You know what you're going to get with a Thomas Frank side, 4-3-3, and that front three is so talented. Side Ben Rama, probably player of the season in the Championship for me so far this season. If he can clinch promotion, he will almost certainly get it, although Leeds players might have something to say about that. Along with him, Ollie Watkins, 25 goals this season. He's so clinical in front of goal, and Mbeumo on the right as well. So talented, that front three. Steal all of the headlines for Brentford, and rightly so. But the likes of Ethan Pinnock at the back has been really impressive as well. Pontus Jansson, we know what he can do in the Championship. A nice partnership they've formed as well, and they'll be key to keeping out Swansea. The likes of David Raya as well has come in and played really well. So it's not just about the front three for them, the midfield as well. Josh Da Silva's so talented. The duo of Norgard and Marconda as well, they're a great pairing. It's a really joyous team, this, to watch, and I really hope they can do something special against Swansea and bounce back. But this playoff semi-final is really going to tell us how much emotions and form plays a part heading into the playoffs, because when it was in their hands, when the pressure was on, Brentford could not handle it, could they? They absolutely blew it when it was in their hands. Automatic promotion, the devastation on the face of Ben Rama and Thomas Frank, they were furious they hadn't achieved the goal when the door was left ajar by West Brom, of finishing the top 2, but can they galvanise themselves and bounce back? That's what this is all about. Meanwhile, Swansea just sneaking into the playoffs in the most unlikely of circumstances. They will be so excited to take on this Brentford side at the top of their game. They will be feeling really confident heading into this one. So it's really tough to call. So having said that, I am predicting a Swansea win in the first leg. I think they'll win 2-1 is my prediction. A lot of goals I'm expecting here. But having said that, 3 defeats in a row, I think Brentford will realise that it's now or never. And in the second leg, I'm backing them to turn around that deficit. I'm going Brentford 3, Swansea 1 in the second leg, which means Brentford will be in that playoff final. Ben Rama is going to be really important. Watkins in front of goal. I think they can do it. But let's move on to the other semi-final. So we move on to the second semi-final, and what a semi-final this is as well. Cardiff versus Fulham, both of them deserving to be in the playoffs, and a huge credit must go to Neil Harris for getting this Cardiff side into the playoffs. If you look at some of the tweets and responses to when he was hired in November, the Cardiff fans weren't that happy. Some of them willing to sell their season tickets even because of the appointment. Yet now look at them in the playoffs with a real chance of Premier League football next season. It's likely he'll play his settled 4-2-3-1 lineup where it's pace and strength on the wings that causes the opposition problems. You look at the likes of Mendes, Lang, Junior, Hoylett, Josh Murphy off the bench in recent weeks has been really, really good. That's where they'll look to hurt Cardiff, and then they'll be looking to Lee Tomlin in the number 10 position to create some goals for striker Robert Glatzel, who's been in good form in recent weeks as well. So they're exciting and pacey going forward, but perhaps it's their solid defence which gets most of the headlines. And you have to say, for me, Sean Morrison is one of the best captains in the Championship. He's such a leader for Cardiff. He wins everything at the back and he organises his defence. He's exactly the type of person and captain you want in your team, and he's going to have a great battle with Mitrovic, I'm sure, and that'll be a deciding factor in this game. Importantly, Cardiff have lost just 3 games at home all season. That's a really good record, and they'll be looking to continue that against Fulham in this game. Meanwhile, Morrison's partnership with Curtis Nelson is really, really nice. Nelson kind of sweeps up behind him. He wins everything in the air, and you look at their fullbacks, Bakuna and Bennett, looking really, really positive to get forward. Bennett's left foot is really nice from set pieces as well, and the centre midfield isn't bad either. You know, Pack and Rawls together, hard-working, good passers. They're a really well-oiled unit, this Cardiff side. But if we look at the previous meetings between Cardiff and Fulham this season, it's been more even than the Brentford-Swansea ones for sure. The first game 1-1 at the Cardiff City Stadium with Josh Murphy and Mitrovic scoring for either side. But Fulham did get the upper hand just a couple of weeks ago, if you remember this one. 2-0 they won at Craven Cottage. Mitro again scoring as well as Onoma. So Fulham perhaps have the advantage psychologically heading into this one, but on the last day they did still have a chance of finishing in the top 2, a small one, but they couldn't quite do it with that 1-1 draw at Wigan. Really sad to see Wigan go down with that result, of course, but Fulham, impressive form heading into these playoffs, no defeats in their last 7, and praise for the manager again. Scott Parker, when he took the reins in the Premier League, people questioned his experience, questioned whether he was the right man to get Fulham back up, but it's been a good season for them. A 4th place finish is decent, even though they've got kind of an expensive squad and a lot of talent at their disposal. He has impressed me with his system, with his tactics, with his knowledge of the game and his ability to command the dressing room almost. Many people thought they need a manager with more experience. I think he's proved them wrong, and he'll be looking to seal promotion here. They'll match Cardiff up, I think, with a 4-2-3-1, and all the headlines are about Mitrovic. He's won the Golden Boot, 26 goals, and he's such a threat. I can't believe he's in the Championship again, to be honest. He should be in the Premier League, and I'm sure he will be next season. Either way, he's just too good to miss out again, isn't he? He got 2 goals versus Cardiff in the 2 games that I just mentioned, so he knows where to find the net against these opponents. Meanwhile, Neshkins Cabano has impressed in recent weeks from that left wing as well. Scored a brilliant free kick against Wigan in that 1-1 draw, and 2 goals versus Sheffield Wednesday, so he'll be looking to get on the score sheet and support Mitrovic, as well as a lot of talented attacking players. You talk about the likes of Knockaert and Onoma, probably likely to start in that 3 behind him, and then Kearney as well, a great captain and leader in the middle. But importantly for me, Fulham need Harrison Reed back, and he is back from suspension for this one. He's the man who holds things together in that midfield, a tough tackler, hard worker, good passer as well. He's been really important for them this season. I think he'll be key in deciding this game as well. And then I think Fulham's main strength is their squad depth compared to Cardiff. If you look off the bench, they can bring on the likes of Bobby Reed, Cyrus Christie, perhaps Johansson and Kamara if they're looking for a bit more creativity and goals. I think their squad depth is just slightly deeper than Cardiff's, and that could be a deciding factor in this game. So to summarise, I think this is going to be a really close game. I don't think Fulham will beat Cardiff away from home, so I'm backing a 1-1 draw in the first game. Very tight. I'm expecting not as many goals as the other semi-final, but I do think Fulham at Craven Cottage will be too strong. I think Mitrovic is too much of a handful, so I'm going for 2-0 Fulham in the second leg, which would set up a West London derby final, Fulham versus Brentford. That would be amazing. It would also be amazing to see an all-Welsh final as well, so let's hope we get one of those. But I'm backing a Fulham-Brentford final, and my playoff final winner in the Championship, I'm going for Brentford. I just think they've been amazing this season. I'm trying to look past the last 2 games where they felt too much pressure. I'm backing Thomas Frank to galvanise his team, get Ben Rama firing again, and of course Brentford beat Fulham at the restart, so I think they've got the knowledge they can do that if they're playing to their maximum. So I'm backing Brentford to reach the Premier League for the first time. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below, what you thought of this preview. Let me know your score predictions for both semi-finals and your playoff winner, and we'll come back to them and have a good laugh to see how wrong we were. But for now, that is it, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and comment down below. But for now, that is it. I will see you on the next one.